So I want to talk to you about the box method. Well, what is that? I'm going to get into that in 1 second. We found this follow-up statistics that I just think is awesome, just with sales in general. And so I wanted to share this with you. You can press pause if you want to read through all of this, but I want to go through a few of the things that really stuck out to me. So the first one is 48% of salespeople never follow up. Like, you hear no and you don't follow back up because you just think, oh no, they're off my list, I'm gonna just go to the next one. But you don't know what's going on in their life. It may just be they're so busy or they just don't get back to you. Or the other one that I saw that I thought was awesome is only 2% of sales are made in that first contact. So if you're thinking about it, only 2% of people get the sale. That means you need to follow up multiple times before it just clicks in someone's brain, or it's like, oh, I'm ready, or, oh, you caught me at a good time, I'm ready to listen. And so that's something to remember. But the thing that I loved as far as like these statistics that we found was 80% of sales are made on between the 5th and the 12th contact. So that I think is just something just to remember. So if it's the follow-up, the contact, the exposure, whatever word you want to use, they're all the same. It's just you talking to them and contacting them and exposing them to your business. So, box method. Well, something easy to help you like visualize is we've got this graphic right here. It's got the 6 boxes. Don't worry about it, what the letters mean. I'll explain those in a second, but this is something to help you just kind of visualize or think through as far as how to contact people, where you can make your own box, or we have a PDF of this. It's in the workbook, so you can do it however you want. And we're going to talk about other ways of easy ways in the next couple of videos as far as how to keep track of people. But if you want it in the notes section or whatnot, but this is just something just to kind of get your brain to start thinking. So what is the box method? Well, this is a way to help you track different ways for you to expose the business to people. So how do you expose? What are these exposures? What are different ways to do it? Well, here are 6 boxes and we've got different letters in those. I'll explain those in a second. But our goal, just like my mom said in an earlier video, that it's good to have at least 9 exposures. So our goal for you is to have at least 9. Don't be attached to that. Some people there might be less, some people there might be more. But as you are going through this, it's just trying to think in your brain and just think, oh, they said no, here's one check in one box. Here's a check in another box. You might have multiple checks in some boxes. So what are these different letters in these boxes? What is your exposure list? Well, let's go through this. The first box is SP. That is your share the product. So have jewelry with you when you're out and about. And when somebody mentions something, you can say, oh, here's a piece. You can give it to them. Or another way is if you're talking to somebody and they've never seen the jewelry, then send them a piece of jewelry. The thing that's really good about this is you're getting the product in their hand, and then it's getting them to visualize them wearing that. It's getting them to see the great quality. It's getting them to get excited about them, and then they can like visualize them selling it as well. This is why it's good to get the product in people's hands. The second one is going to be PT, which is the presenting tool. Well, what is that? Well, there's a few different things that you can do. We've already talked about these. So it is the what do I do video. It's the opportunity presentation. There is a starter kit video that we have on YouTube. There's a link below. And what that is my mom is talking and walking through the different starter kits and how awesome they are and the difference between them. So if somebody's ready to get going, say, oh, if you want to know the difference between the starter kits, here's the link. That's just one of those exposures checked off your list. Or there's the what do I do? Or my story video. These are all things that you don't send them my story, you send them your story. We talked about that. You should have this done. These are things just to help you out. The third one is the SM. SM, what's that? Social media. So get them to follow you on social media. So if you have a business page or a group page, both Instagram, whatever social media, send them those links. So if you're out and about and somebody mentions your earrings, it's like, here I am on social media. Follow me on social media. Just make it just very simple and just conversation, because we've talked about this. The fourth one is going to be W. So what is that? Websites to check out. Well, you get a free replicated site with paparazzi. Send them that replicated site. Send them to your shop. Send them there so they can look about the opportunity, look around. Or if you've got comments sold, Shopify. There's so many different ways. Send them what you have available for yourself. The fifth one is E, events. Well, are you live on Facebook? Do you have a opportunity live? What do you have going on that you can invite them to watch you? Or if it's in person, any of those things, it just make it easy and just open. The sixth one is G for group with leader, okay? So group with leader, what is that? Well, if you have somebody that knows a little bit more about the business, or a leader, somebody that you want to get on a three-way call with, a three-way group message with, that to help with those questions, just have them help you and help push this process along. Great, do that. If there's some of these boxes you don't do, that's totally fine. Do what works best for you. So kind of like an example that I want to tell you about this is, I was looking for somebody to help me organize in my garage. And so I contacted a few different people. Well, guess what? I got busy. They called me back. I never got back to them. So they sent me a text. Well, I didn't get back to them. They sent me a third text. I'm like, okay, these guys are amazing. They're following up with me where I didn't say no in the moment. I just got so busy that I forgot to text them back, or I just didn't press send. So by you sending those constant exposures, these constant contacts, and you're following up with these people, it's just people get busy. I'm busy. You're busy. I'm a mom of 5 kids. But since these guys followed up, they got my cell. I have them down that's like, oh my gosh, they are amazing. They are on top of it. I want to work with them because they know what they're doing. So this is what I want you to have, is by having these follow-ups, it's showing these people that not only one, you're giving them more exposures, but 2, you are showing that you are being a good leader and you're going to be there with them through this process. Just know, no matter what happens, love your life.